I
Yeah.
know liberals, again, they don't like the truth, but that's the truth. It's like, as far as like just feeling free to just speak exactly how I feel, yes, I felt freer to do that with Trump than
Wow.
to Obama or Clinton.
You think
And
Trump
that's
was?
and that's emblematic of the way the two parties have kind of switched as far as which one has the stick up their ass.
Mm.
Now, this doesn't say that the Democrats don't have better policy ideas. They do. But just on that level, and people vote on this level all the time.
Yes, I don't know if you've seen this. B says he felt freer talking to Trump than Obama. He's basically favorite president. Obama never did my show. When he did every other show, I had to go on the air and beg him on my 60th birthday in his 8th year in office and shame him into basically. And he finally did, but it was at the White House, it was in the interview room, it wasn't fun. Now you can see the difference, and I'm glad that he is calling this out. Barack Obama is a Democrat, and B is a Democrat. He's comparing how talking with Trump was fun compared to what he saw with Obama. That should tell you the difference.
Isn't that weird that you're in this world for so long and they never
Well,
invited you?
yeah. Well, Obama, who is my basically favorite president, but um, he was not very helpful as far as like he never did my show when he did every other show.
Why not?
I had to go on the air and beg him on my 60th birthday in his 8th year in office and shame him into it, basically.
He did.
And he finally did. But, it was at the White House. It was in the interview room. It wasn't
It wasn't a
fun.
It wasn't a real.
Yeah, it wasn't in front of an audience. I mean,
Huh.
it could have been fun and funny if he came and did my show in the studio like he did many other shows.
Hmm.
But he must have had someone around him saying, I'm a very dangerous person, Louis. That's the thing. I'm a dangerous person who nobody can trust because I might tell the truth about something or ask a hard question.
Interesting.
So, they avoided me for all that time. So you're right. And I said that in the piece when I did it about,
Saw that,
and I
yeah.
know liberals, again, they don't like the truth, but that's the truth. It's like, as far as like just feeling free to just speak exactly how I feel, yes, I felt freer to do that with Trump than Obama or Clinton.
You think
And
Trump
that's emblematic of the way the two parties have kind of switched as far as which one has the stick up their ass. Now, this doesn't say that the Democrats don't have better policy ideas. They do. But just on that level, and people vote on this level all the time, like it used to be when I started in the 90s on that show, Politically Incorrect, it was always the Pat Robertsons and the the Reagans and these kind of people who had to stick up their ass, the moral majority and the Jerry Falwells. And then it switched, and the people with the stick up their ass became the left. They're the ones who were the police on language and the police on how dare you not, and so,
And you're all about free speech. Yeah.
Trump is a kind of, I'm sorry, but in person, he's definitely the kind of guy, you just feel like you can say anything and you don't have to like censor it. And I didn't.
Would you ever interview him on TV? You think if he
Yeah, of
let you?
course. He's the president of the United States. Are you crazy? I mean, of course.
Did you
he
ask
would.
him if he would?
Well, no, but
Now
I
you
mean,
have his team. You can talk to his team and ask and see.
talk to him.
Wow, there you go. You have his cell?
Yeah.
Has he been friendly since then, even though you kind of like attacked him a little here and there, or has he been?
Look, we're not having a bromance here.
You're not.
No.
From these conversations, you can clearly see his mind toward Trump. This guy actually liked Trump to a way, if not of politics, B will be a fan of Trump. Yeah. You can see it clearly. All these past years was just, because I'm a Democrat, I have to do it. He didn't realize who Trump was until he met him. Now the conversation has changed. Even though B will always be a Democrat, But his tone toward Trump is different now. I watch his shows, though he still struggles to criticize certain aspects, but it is good to have that. Someone told me Beast a snake. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of his, but sometimes we need to appreciate when we see someone doing something right.
I think that Donald Trump has been the most open president in my lifetime.
Is that a good thing?
For me, it is.
But for the country, the hour and a half long sessions in the Oval Office, the whipsaws, the flailing, the contradictions all the time. Is that a good thing?
I think it's great. He sits there and he takes questions from people he knows don't like him, and he answers the question. Now, you don't like the answer? Fine.
Okay.
But at least he's given the opportunity to the American people to hear what he has to say. Take it or leave it.
They gamed the system. They changed it.
And who do you see on the horizon for 2028 in the Democratic primary?
Right now?
Yeah.
Bernie and AOC.
Yes, recently AIC is trending on social media for reasons we all know.
I mean, we should never take impeachment off the table. We should never take where we see law breaking. We should never take accountability off the table. And I don't think that we should be, promising anything the way that Trump tries to promise certain, locking up his political enemies. But I do believe that our legal processes exist for a reason. Impeachment exists for a reason, and it should absolutely be on the table. It should be on the table for every president. Every president should know that if you break the law, you could be prone to removal from office.
But should you pursue it? Should you pursue impeachment?
Should it be pursued?
Yeah.
I mean, I believe that there is plenty of law breaking that should be examined and looked at. But the question is what articles, what will be filed, etc. But I voted for and supported impeachment in Trump's first term because he illegally withheld funds from Ukraine, and he also incited a terrorist attack right here, right behind us. And so, yeah, I think that those are things that I felt that those were grounds for impeachment, and I think it was also grounds for removal. But once again, I also don't think that impeachment is something that is used explicitly as a political attack. There must be grounds, and there very well may be, especially in the next year or two.
This is how it has been. AIC discovered the downside of the Squad brand she helped create. AIC could not even finish one PowerPoint slide before getting a taste of her own protest medicine. Turns out being progressive isn't progressive enough anymore. Town hall protesters stormed in and things didn't go well.
They gamed the system. They changed it.
And who do you see on the horizon for 2028 in the Democratic primary?
Right now?
Yeah.
Bernie and AOC.
No.
They got the biggest crowds.
That doesn't matter.
It won't crowds.
That doesn't matter.
It won't sustain itself, but right now they have no leader. Okay? But this is the thing the Republican Party has to understand, too. Both parties lost in the last election. Trump won, okay? And I don't know if that's going to transfer. We should have won 4 more seats in the Senate. If you look at the last 70 races for the Senate, 69 follow exactly the way
I think it's Moore versus Youngkin. That's where I see it.
Youngkin would be.
Youngkin
it's
is
going to go back to
adjacent, and then Vance and Jr. will fight it out for that crowd.
You're AOC and Bernie, and who's at the top of the ticket?
They're going to lead right now.
Who's at the top of that ticket, Kevin? Because if it's not Bernie, he's going to be vice president and wait his turn.
No, it would be. Bernie's been running each time. I'm just saying who's in the lead right now. I don't think that's how it ends up.
But big crowds don't necessarily mean who's the right candidate. When I started...
No, but it drives where the ideas are going to go. It's going to drive the money for a while.
It doesn't make them the winner.
It doesn't make them the winner. You'll have to wait years out, and then you'll start seeing these governors that start showing solutions. You also have to know, what is the issue going to be? Are we going to have a foreign policy issue? Are we going to have an economic issue? And who's been the best in leading in that? But right now, for the Democrats, who's going to lead for the next 2 years, the money is going to... AOC outraised everybody in the House.
And it's all small dollars.
It's all small dollars.
Yeah.
And this is exactly where Trump was, when no one gave him a chance at 17. He outraised everybody else. So that's where the
Yes, this argument went on, and B was extremely even shocked to realize that this was going on. AIC is there and raising a lot of mummies, doing like she's even doing campaigns. For a very long time, Democrat didn't see this. They are just watching to see, according to my observations, B1 Gavin Newsom to run. So seeing someone like AIC, the guy is shocked. I don't know the outcome. Thank you guys for always being there, sharing out my videos. Please don't stop to support me. I appreciate you for always sharing my videos, tuning in when you see my notifications. And like I said, I'm struggling to improve how I speak. For people who don't understand me, please, bear with me.
Being black shouldn't mean getting held to a different standard for better or for worse. We can't keep doing this thing where black people are always 100% victims and 0% responsible. When he had every chance to walk away.
In their amplification.
This is not going to end. Right is right and wrong is wrong. All good.
If you see any clips after this, that is just for the YouTube algorithm.
What if he says self-defense?
There's no self-defense because kids in here and resolve this issue is called conflict resolution.
Again, the evidence is still coming in.
This is definitely a self-defense case because it always is one until you look at the facts.
Because she's fearful of what might happen to her.
Followers for anything. And then the
Registration Act is
talking about this man, Kilmer.
My summary of the first 100 days is that
if film and TV productions continue to
first term, and you will be very.
Somebody has to say it, so let me be crystal clear.
Some questions because it is absurd